Hi Chelsea. I just need to give you a disclaimer that I am pretty sick, so I might need to get some water and because I'm coughing and just not feeling too good, but just wanted to let you know. So how are you feeling today? How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
That's good. So last time we talked, you really told me how upset you were about the things that your classmate has said to you, and how what she said about your grades, and that it really upset you and it caused you to have a strong reaction. You said that you got in her face and you didn't like how you reacted in that way. Am I right about that?
Yeah, that like really it's been bothering me.
Yeah, and it's still bothering you?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to you don't want to have like people in your class hurting your feelings or doing anything that upsets you. Also, there were some things that we talked about in our last session that I have some thoughts about and I really want to share with you. Is that okay?
That'll be fine.
So we talked about how you really care about your grades and how you really want to get good grades and be able to focus on school. Is that something that you want to unpack and talk to me about? Like, do you think it'll be helpful?
I think it would, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna write down some things that we talked about, so we can just have some notes. We talked about how you want to have a better reaction and not get in someone's face like you said, or you don't want to be super upset by someone saying anything to you, or whether it's your classmate or anyone else. You want to be able to be calm. Also, you mentioned how school is important and you do want to get good grades, how sometimes, grades can be a trigger for you. So, those are two focuses and we can definitely do those, we can turn both of them into goals, but do you think that you'd want to just focus on one of them and kind of just work on that?
Yeah, I think that'll be best.
Yeah, which one would you think would be the best to work on?
Maybe how I react to people, because I don't like being mean.
Yeah, and that's good that you recognize that and don't want to have a reaction like that. So perfect. We'll focus on how you really want to have like a positive reaction instead of having a negative reaction with someone saying some hurtful things to you. I'm just gonna write this down as a goal, which a goal is a great accomplishment. So when you fulfill it, you feel so great about yourself. So we could put the goal as you will be able to have positive problem-solving strategies to react in a positive way when someone has said something hurtful to you. And we'll focus on that for, let's say, the next 4 weeks. How do you feel about that?
I think that's good.
And when you get to accomplish this goal, how do you think that would feel?
I think that I would feel really amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's a really amazing feeling. It's really great. So, have you ever heard of positive problem-solving strategies?
Never.
No? So a positive problem-solving strategy is basically for you to react in a situation and turn it from a negative to a positive. So you don't act in such a negative way, like how I mentioned before. You get to really take the situation and turn it into something that doesn't, like you said, so you don't have an outburst. You get to calm yourself down. So is that a good explanation? Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Does that sound good to you?
I think I got the meaning.
All right, so what do you think will be something that can get us closer to your goal?
I don't know, maybe how you said we can try these problem-solving strategies.
Yeah, so I know you said you didn't want to have a intense reaction like how you did before.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this one thing for problem-solving strategies that is a timeout. And what I mean by a timeout is that you take a step back from the situation. So you take a step back, you can turn your body away, you can stand up, go in a corner, you can just sit down and you just close your eyes, you breathe in and out, and you count for 10 seconds and just really get your thoughts together. And so when you are done in the 10 seconds, you feel very calm and relaxed and have your thoughts together instead of reacting so strongly. How does that sound? Do you think that's something that you'd want to do?
That sounds pretty good, but do I do the 10 seconds in my head or do I count them out loud?
You can do it either way. If it's better for you to, sometimes it's more relaxing for people to count to 10 out loud, or you can count, inside. And you can just breathe while you're counting, or you can say, it's up to you, whichever you feel is more comfortable for you.
Okay.
So that's something that you would be willing to do?
Of course.
Yes. Okay, so would you want to do some role playing so that we kind of know how to do it if you do get in a tough situation, like I had before?
I think that'll be good for me, so I can do it by myself.
Yeah. So awesome that you're willing to do it. So how about you be the classmate and I be you, so I can really show you how you can do it and how, just an example of how to do it. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
So are you okay with acting like your classmate?
Even acting like her is just, I wouldn't even want to do that, but if I have to.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's really annoying and you feel she really bothers you, but trust me, you're your own person. We're just role playing, so we can really try to help you, get a grasp on this.
Okay.
Okay, so you can start and say what your classmate would say to you.
Okay. Ha ha ha, you got a C. I would never get a C. I'm not that stupid.
This is what you would do. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you get all your thoughts together and you feel better. You feel more relaxed and you didn't have a strong reaction. Do you think that's something you can do?
I think so.
Yeah? So do you want to practice being you and I be the classmate now?
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Wow, of course you got a C on your test. Not surprised.
Okay.
How do you feel after doing that?
Well, even though you were just role playing her, it brought me back, but it made me feel a little better.
Yeah? So did you feel like you were more in control of things?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, so if one of your classmates or anyone came up to you and said something that really bothered you or aggravated you in a very extreme way, discussing our actions that we just did, how would you react to that?
Well, now if I do get in a situation like that, now I know I can take the time out for myself so I can calm myself down.
Yes, perfect. And that's awesome that you're able to get a grasp of that. You did very well today. And that's a huge accomplishment. And practice makes perfect, and you'll be able to do better each and every time. Nothing's easy overnight. So that's great of you that you were able to put yourself in that situation and kind of calm yourself down by doing our exercises.
Thank you.
So how do you think you did today?
I think today's going pretty well, yeah.
Hey, perfect. So how about, this is a good way to leave off our session. How about I leave you with a homework assignment to do when you get home, which is you take 30 minutes every day when you get home and just really focus on yourself. Separate yourself from everything and just write down your feelings in a journal. Any feelings that you're feeling, any thoughts that you're feeling, and just take that 30 minutes to just focus on yourself. Is that something that you're okay with doing?
Yeah, but am I gonna have to bring the journal into you?
You can bring it in and just discuss to me how your feelings are, if that's something that you really, really want to talk about. But it's a good thing to do so you can be able to, really put your feelings into perspective and have that, let it out.
Okay, yeah, I think I can sit for 30 minutes and think about it.
All right, and when you come back next session, then we can discuss how it is and how it went. Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
All right, perfect. Part 2. So, hi Chelsea, how are you doing? I'm so glad to see you today.
Hi, glad to see you too.
Our last session, we had a homework assignment for you to do, and to take 30 minutes for yourself and really write down your feelings and get a grasp of your feelings. How did it go?
Well, I was only able to complete 2 days. I just didn't have enough time. I had a lot of schoolwork. I just feel like a failure.
Listen, you took 2 days out of your busy week, out of the 7 days, to focus on yourself and really try to get this done. That's something you should be extremely proud of. You know, that's a great beginning to have, and the fact that you even spent some time to do this is something that you should feel very happy about, because it's great that you're able to do it.
I guess.
It definitely is, and you know, it's a good feeling that you at least got some of it done for sure. So when you were doing the homework assignment with like taking the 30 minutes for yourself and writing your feelings, how did you feel on those days?
Well, for the 2 days that I did it, like, it felt pretty good. But by like the second day, it went out the window.
Yeah, and why did it go out your window? Was there anything going on?
I was just so busy with my schoolwork and like other things. I just didn't have the time.
Yeah, I know. I can see it can be very hard when you have schoolwork and, you know, when you have this to do. But when you compare the days of the 2 days that you did do the homework assignment, how did you feel compared to the other days that you didn't do it?
When I did it, I felt pretty like relaxed, and I felt as though like my outburst like was controlled. Like,
Yeah,
having those 30 minutes helped me
yeah,
control my feelings.
definitely. That's really great. Really is great, because you want to be able to focus on yourself, and you know, the whole point of this assignment was really to focus on yourself and your feelings, because you want to be able to let out your feelings and, you know, talk about them and not just push your feelings aside. And you know, that's great that you felt that way, and as you said, it helped with your outbursts for those days, and that's something that's really good. So you agree that this activity was really helpful for you and beneficial?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when we think about you being able to do this continuously, would it be okay if we did 5 days out of the week instead of, you know, the full 7 days? Does that seem like something that you'd rather do, so it's not too much pressure with schoolwork and that?
I feel like 5 days is better than 7, because like that wasn't realistic, but
Yeah.
5 days seems pretty realistic.
Yes, definitely, and it'll give you some extra time for schoolwork, you know, during the weekends. So, yeah, and that's great that you feel that the assignment is very beneficial for you, because that's what you want to be able to have from this activity, because you want to be able to focus on yourself. So, if we agreed on 5 days a week, that sounds good?
Yeah.
That sounds good. All right, so, you know, after this session, after we finish the session, we can really have you go home and get a grasp of like how you're feeling, and continue to do the activities to help you continue to do very well with like your behavior and how you're feeling, and how you react to certain things. And you know, we both agree that this activity was really beneficial for you, and that you really can you're really benefiting from doing this, because you're able to put yourself in like a calming situation, and as you said, you helped with your stress and you calming down, so that's really good to hear. So I'll see you next session.